Hi, Yvette. Welcome, darling. Sister Rakako. Hi, Prince. How are you doing, bro? Please share the video, guys. I know people are not expecting it to be live today. We just need to talk about this. Okay, Prince. It's just going to be an hour or so. Hi, Evie. How is my son doing? Hi, Villa Mama. Welcome, sis. I see you. Please like and share the video if you can. Hey. Big TV, welcome, sis. I see you. Please like the video as you come in. Let's enjoy some music from my husband's side. We're playing a somber music because of the topic, guys. From the topic, you can tell why we're playing a somber music. Please like the video, guys, and share, invite more people. B, I love it too. Actually, in my husband's language. Please like the video, guys. I see 10 people watching and just 5 likes. Right, guys, welcome everybody. I'm just going to pin the number. I'll pin the show number in case someone were to join and they wanted to contribute to the topic for today. Hopefully we're just going to make an hour or maximum hour and a half, because Prince just notified me he'll be having a show after me. So yes. BTV was, it looks like B, you're the only one enjoying that song. Sis. Please like the video, share, and invite more people, please. Invite more people, please. I'm just going to pin the number. James, Divine Favor, welcome, my darlings. I see you all. Please, as you come in, like the video and share. For all my silent watchers, please just show your girl some love by tapping on that like button, please. 7415. I don't know the show number off by heart, honestly. 16842341516845168423. Perfect. Okay. Dopespas Diva, welcome, sisters. I see you. I see you. Welcome. Welcome, darling. So welcome, everybody. If you haven't liked the video, please do so. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. I'm Bella, your host. And if you're new to this channel, I don't see any new name, but perhaps we have silent watchers who are new. I'm Bella, and I'm the host for this channel. I welcome you all, the new subscribers, and for the returning subscribers, thank you all for your continuous support, love, and encouragement. You guys are the reason why I keep coming on live, keep sharing this topic, and keep improving our knowledge on societal things, you know, and also things that have to do with our relationships. So today, as you can see on the thumbnail, I was supposed to come and say something else, because when we rounded up yesterday's show, I did say my next video will be talking about feminine hygiene, but as soon as I shut the camera, I stumbled on this post from a Nigerian online newspaper, and literally my heart was broken. And I discussed that with my husband yesterday. He didn't want to see the post. He didn't want to look at the pictures because he's a very sensitive person. And I said to myself, no, this feminine hygiene topic can wait. Let's talk about this burning issue. Let's talk about this because violence against kids is something that I struggle to understand. Honestly, violence against kids, I struggle to understand. That's why I would support Auntie Rosemary 110%, you know, advocating for kids on our social media streets. And before we continue, I would read the post that I actually saw online. I want to, sorry, it's a little bit long. It's a little bit long. It's not too long. Hi, Auntie Rosemary. Welcome, 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 Auntie. I see you. So I'm going to read the post. Please permit me read the post because I want us to get a picture. I don't know if anyone has come across this post, but I want us to get a clear picture of this topic. And I really want you guys to contribute. I really, really hope, and I beg, like literally you guys drop in your comments. Let me know your thoughts on it and the way forward. Let's chat. It's a discussion. You know, where do we go from here is what I want us to come to. I want us to conclude with where do we go from here? How can you do your little bit to make sure that kids are protected, that you are an advocate for children? So I'll go ahead and read the post. So before I read the post, Health and Zumba Master, welcome, sis. I see you. We're talking about a baby, a 2-month-old baby who was actually beaten up by his dad. And unfortunately, due to his injuries, the right arm had to be amputated. Okay, we are talking about a 2-month-old baby. This baby hasn't even, breathe this fresh air. The baby hasn't even had the chance to understand the strange world that he's actually arrived in, yet he has to go through this torture. Why should we allow children to go through this? So I'm going to read this post and then we'll talk about it. I'm sorry it's a very depressing topic. I'm very sorry. I know it's going to be disturbing to some people, but I think it's right for us to talk about things like this. Okay, I'm just going to read the post. So before I read the post, I'll just show you guys some of the pictures of the baby. No, I'll read the post first. I think I read the post first. Please share this video, please. So it says that, but the caption is, so this This article is from the Eagle. The Eagle is an online newspaper. So if you go to the Eagle, honestly, it's terrible. Dopest Partners. If you go online to the Eagle, you will find this post on it. Shania Zoe, welcome, darling. I see you. So that's the post. That's the post right there. Okay, and it says 2-month-old baby's right hand amputated after beating by father. Videos and pictures below. So it goes, a father in Imo State, Confidence Amatobi, has been accused of beating his 2-month-old son Miracle to the point of his hand being amputated. The National Human Rights Commission and Nigeria Association of Women Journalists made this known. The Imo State chapter of the two bodies have therefore called on the Nigerian police force to immediately arrest and prosecute Amatobi for the alleged offense. Trouble was said to have started when Amatobi, 31, complained that Miracle would not allow him to sleep. He then took a plastic hanger with which he beat him to stupor, breaking his right hand in the process. At the Federal Medical Center, Owerri, Imo State, doctors could not save the hand. Divine Favor, welcome, darling. I don't see the video. It's very depressing. God have mercy. Yeah, it's depressing. Mommy CV Mench, welcome. This led to its amputation. Speaking with newsmen on the development, the chairperson of the Imo State chapter of Now Watch, Dr. Dorothy, I think it's the hospital, Dr. Dorothy Naji, told newsmen that Amatobi, a native of Amuri in Isu local government area of the state, should be prosecuted for the offense. Naji, who spoke at the premises of the FMC in Owerri, said it was shocking a father could be that cruel to his own son. She said the perpetrator, Mr. Confidence Amatobi, who hails from Amuri in Isu LGA, used a plastic hanger on the baby simply because he was crying that the 20-year-old mother left to ease herself. He used wood and elastic bands. So this is a dad, after he's given the child real thrashing, he then used wood and elastic bands to tie the baby's hand when he saw that the hand was broken and swollen. Oh my God. He locked the mother and the baby to prevent her from talking to neighbors or seeking help. He also took her phone from her. Okay, sis. The guy was arrested. After 2 days, she found her way out and sought help from her neighbors. The guy was arrested by a vigilante, but he escaped. By the time help came, the baby's arm or hand was already decayed. The only option was to cut off baby Miracle's right hand from the shoulder level. I'm going to show the picture now. Oh God, that's the story of a 2-month-old child. Useless Mama G, welcome, darling. I see you. So I'm going to show the picture of the poor baby, and I think it's the human rights people who are having him. So that's the picture of gorgeous baby Miracle. I had to, to blur the amputated arm because I don't want to show that. It looks very gruesome. So that's the poor baby. Okay. I'm only thankful. I thank God that the baby survived the ordeal, because it would have been worse. This child would have suffered from sepsis, which is infection of the blood, just for the mere fact that medical intervention was not sought immediately. Package your package household advice. Welcome, darling. I see you. Let me read your comment. It's a lengthy one, so it must be very important as well. Please like the video as you come in. Package your package says, Bella, why you no be journalist? Say your voice tastes for reading. Package your package. Thanks for reading news. Not be juju be that. So Papa God. The way some people define reach your turn to take God blessings, deform and bad luck for evil. Honestly, package your package. Babies that people are dying and doing everything within their means to have one. Then God blesses you with one beautiful one, gorgeous one. What do you do? What do? You try to end the life of this little one. And when you look at things like this, I always say when it comes to parenting, okay, I'm a first-time mom. I remember when I had my baby, with us, especially Africans, I don't know about the Europeans, but I don't know about Auntie Rosemary is here. I think she's probably in a better place to drop her opinion as well. And I'm sure a lot of mothers here. I really want to understand because personally, before I had my daughter, unfortunately, I had her during the pandemic, so it was shut down. So you didn't even have antenatal classes or prenatal classes or whatever classes. So we only had one online conversation with somebody from the maternity department. That was it. And also, my mom, we did not discuss about parenthood. The only thing I knew about parenthood was what I gathered having nieces and nephews, how to raise a child. But when it comes to like motherhood, like what to experience, I don't feel like African parents put in their voice to tell their kids, their sons and their daughter, what it entails to raise a child. Because trust me, as a first-time mom, it was a shock to my system. It was a big shock because people just see a child grow up and turn into this beautiful human being, a responsible boy or a responsible girl, but they really don't understand the hard work that goes with it. The hard work that goes with raising a child. You have to, first of all, just to carry the child for 9 months is a whole different ball game. Sleepless nights. This is for the part of the mother. Sleepless night, restlessness, because you have aches and pains, discomfort. You can't get the right position. You have to, turn and toss around throughout the night just to be comfortable, and so that the baby is also comfortable and stay in position so you can catch some sleep. And then when you have this baby, my God, all the mothers here, you guys can attest to the number of sleepless nights that you have to go through to raise a child, to nurse a child. When the child is awake, you are awake. Even when they're asleep, sometimes you can't even sleep because their sleeping pattern is very snappy. Some parents are lucky and they have children that can sleep for a longer period of time, but my baby wouldn't sleep for long. And as a parent, you have to be awake to breastfeed this child, to make sure the child is comfortable, to change the diapers or the napkins. It's been normal and it's exhausting. Nobody tells you this. Okay, I remember I actually asked my mom at one point. I called my mom. I was like, why didn't you tell me that this is the real work, that this takes a lot of energy and dedication? And she laughed. Alisa Johnson, Mama, welcome. I see you. Absolutely, B. There's a lot of sacrifice that goes into raising a child from the first 4 months of me being a first-time mom. Trust me, guys, I understand why parents can go into depression, why parents have postnatal depression. I understood, during the first 4 months of having my baby, sleepless night, exhaustion. You're struggling to have a shower. I was struggling to cope. Even when I go to have a shower and then I hear the baby crying, I jump out of the shower room. I can't even remember having a thorough shower for the first 4 months because my husband, he only had like a week of paternity leave and he had to go back full-time work. It was just me and the baby at home. You have to cook. You have to, make sure the baby has a bath, and then you have to make sure that you have a bath. And so when the baby is crying, I have to jump out. I will be lucky if I clean my lady part and my underarms. I will be so lucky, because that's just how it was. Until my mother arrived to help us out, it was tough. And also for my husband, because my husband, this is his first, when it comes to children, it's his first child. He's also new into this fatherhood thing. So it was even more challenging for my husband, because he had not been with a baby like that and raised one. So that was like, the two of us were like blind leading the blind. But we had to figure it out. We had to, seek help from those around us. What can we do? Ajon Mash Fire, welcome, darling. I see you. What can be done? What can be done? Those kids, the baby is doing all those things. That's just natural for a little baby to go through these phases, to, cry and be restless. It's normal. It's normal. Especially for us here in the diaspora. It's so difficult. There's no one to help you. Literally no one to help you with the child. Whereas I'm surprised that this is even happening back home, where you have so many cousins, nieces, and nephews to help you out. Because when I took the baby back home for a couple of months rest, I felt like I was in heaven. Dominion to Dominate, welcome, darling. I see you. I felt like I was in heaven, because even at night when the baby was crying, my niece was up. The first thing, she was the first person to pick the baby up. Sometimes I have to say, bring the baby, let me feed the baby. Sometimes I even forget I have a newborn, because we have that help back home. But here in the diaspora, you don't have anybody. It's just you and your husband, if you're lucky to have a husband, or your husband and a wife, if you're lucky to have a wife, and your four walls. And worse, even single parents, like they have just themselves and the baby. So Shana is saying something. I always jump out from the bath when the baby is crying naked to help. I was the same. Even sometimes, as gross as it sounds, I would have to carry the baby and go to do a number 1 or a number 2. That's how tough it was. I would have to carry the baby on my lap to do a number 1 or a number 2, because the baby was crying restlessly, and I was considerate of the neighbors, because people go to work, they want to rest, and you having a newborn baby doesn't mean they don't have a life of their own. Please like the video as you come in, guys. Oh my God. Your package of advice and BTV, as I not die, I no go die again, especially when you give birth through C-section. That's even double the trouble. Dominion to Dominate, are the fear for born for this Europe. It's not easy. It's not easy, but my dear, what can you do? What can you do? We just have to cope. When the time comes, that's why it's good for parents to talk about it with their children. There's soon to be moms or soon to be dads, about the challenges of birthing a child and raising a child from a very young age, because that's what has happened to this couple right here. Exactly that strain, that frustration, that anger. The guy has taken it on the child. And to be honest with you, when you see things like that, it's not any surprise that he's doing this. This is an indication that domestic violence has been happening in this household. There's no way a dad would just wake up and beat up a 2-month-old baby to the extent that the arm had to be amputated. There's just no way. There's just no way. This child was born in a DV environment. And that's why we always talk about women. You should be careful. Sometimes people feel like having a child will keep their marriage or will save their marriage. Many times that's how some women think, that having a child, even in a domestic violence marriage, that having a child for that person will perhaps appease the person or make them calm or stop them from being abusive towards you. An abuser will always remain an abuser. Auntie Rosemary just said something there. That's why people should be mature and absolutely make that choice to have children. Absolutely. 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 These are the things you discuss while dating. Yes. But some people don't discuss, people don't talk about this, especially when it comes, like I said, some people get married. First of all, they don't have those conversations as to, are we going to have children? When should we have these children? How many kids should we have? Okay, these are the conversations that you should have as parents or when you're dating before you get into any marriage. But very often in the African setting, people don't do these discussions when they go on dating. All you're worried about is how many bottles of Guinness are you going to down? How many slices of fish, roast fish, are you going to down? Or how many bundles of whatever you're going to, put down in your tummy? You don't talk about the intricate questions as to how is our future going to be like. And when you don't discuss certain things like that, and it happens, it's like everything explodes. Because think about some people like myself that we actually discussed. I discussed this with my husband. We talked about raising kids and how many kids we should have. Yet it was very challenging. It was challenging. And then why, in a domestic violent environment, why would anybody even think? I'm not saying that this is definitely the case. But when you look at it, when you read things like he seized her phone and locked the mother up for 2 days so that she would not get any access to help. What does that tell you? That doesn't just happen overnight. He can't just have that control just for that, immediate period. He has been doing something to this lady for a long time, but she stuck up. She stayed there and had a baby because that's what so many women do. You want to hold down the man by using a pregnancy. And then this happened. And somebody you can't even, how can you be a parent when you cannot sacrifice? How can you be a parent when you cannot tolerate? Like the love, the unconditional love that any parent, when you have that child, when that child is born, and you look into the eyes of that child, my God, it doesn't matter what that child is doing. When you look at that child, that vulnerable, that little human being, that mini you that God has given or blessed you with, all the instinct that you have immediately is to protect it. Is to protect. Because that child is vulnerable. You're protecting that child from the outside world. So if we're thinking of protecting that child from the outside world, how can you as a parent now be violent to your own flesh and blood? All right, Auntie Rosemary. Seriously, welcome, darling. I see you. Mimishi Rack. Welcome, sis. I see you. Please, as you come in, like the video. How can you be so violent towards your own child? Unless that child was born without you expecting it, unless you dad that said to the wife, you must terminate that child. Because I know some mothers, some women, even when you say to them, you have, sometimes men will say to them, I don't want the pregnancy, get rid of it. A mother will say, no, I'm keeping it. Because that could well be the case. Sometimes the man is like, well, I want to live my life. And I just want to sleep and enjoy and go out and drink and party and do my thing. Here I am with a crying baby next to me. Wah, 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 wah. Shania is saying, what if you get pregnant unknowingly? If you get, this is the thing about unwanted pregnancies, sis Shania. First of all, we live in the 21st century. I know it can happen, right? But when you're not married, please, you have to avoid this unwanted pregnancy. There are so many ways to avoid this. Picking for Jesus, Jewel, welcome, darling. There are so many ways. That's why prevention is better than cure. First of all, why don't we prevent these unwanted pregnancies from happening? Why can't we prevent it? You have pills, you have contraceptive, you have coils, you have other things. You have condom, the easiest one. Why can't people use it? But then let's say, for example, it has happened without you expecting it. I don't know if you're with a partner or not with a partner. The reality is it's overwhelming. And for some people, they can cope, others they can't. There was another story that I read from a girl in Kumba, that the girl actually is a very young girl. She was pregnant and she gave birth to this child. Obviously, it's unwanted pregnancy. And because she felt like the child was stopping her from enjoying herself and partying, she locked up this child at home and went out. I don't know if it was a day or so or even more. And before she came back, this child had cried and actually Kwara. This child was gone. The child was gone. So psychologically, having a child, people really need to see that this is serious. You have to be mentally and physically and emotionally ready for it. Because if you're not, it's like triple the trouble, triple the burden to raise this child. Because if I'm telling you that as someone who was prepared and doing everything to, to bring forth a child, yet I had these challenges, what more of somebody who did not prepare for it? Think about it like that. What more of somebody who did not prepare for it? How are they going to cope? It's going to slap them in the face. It's going to slap them in the face. For some people, even they're excited and thinking about it and, oh yeah, I'm going to be a father, I'm going to be a mother, without knowing the reality of being a parent. And when they have that baby in front of them, they really don't know what to do with them. Frustration sets in, anger sets in, and then they go on the poor baby. Because if you can tell, there's no way I would say this is the crying of the baby that actually caused the dad to beat him up. He's just transferring aggression, the aggression that he's been, having against the mother. He's transferring that same aggression to the child. He's transferring that same aggression to this poor, innocent child. The child doesn't know what he or she is doing. It's okay for a stranger to abuse your child because they may not have that patience, that tolerance, that understanding, that pain that you went through to have this child. They may not understand it. That's why sometimes you hear cases of babysitters brutalizing other people's kids. Or sometimes when I look at my baby, she can be very cheeky. She's very, my daughter, she's very mischievous. She understands that she mustn't do what she's doing, but she does it and she's doing it. She's looking at you like, I'm doing it. What are you going to do? Here I am. I'm doing it. And I'm looking and thinking, oh my God, you are so lucky you're my daughter. Because otherwise I would have given you a good thrashing on your bum. Because when it's yours, you can't hurt it. Like you can't. Even if animals can protect theirs, if animals can protect their own young ones, why can't us human beings who can rationalize, who can think, why can't we protect ours? Why can't we protect ours? It's very pathetic, Nola Mina. Very pathetic. I've done a video about domestic violence before. And I said, do not stay in any violent relationship for the sake of a child. Do not stay in any violent relationship for the sake of a child. The Dollars Vlog. Welcome, sis. I see you. Welcome. Do not. You may think you're protecting that child, but you can end up rather hurting that child or hurting yourself. Some of you stay there trying to protect the child, saying, oh, for the sake of the child, let me just stay. And you end up leaving that marriage in a body bag. Or worst case scenario, the innocent kids will suffer, like it is the case of baby Miracle, who has now had one of his arm amputated. How can you be so wicked as a parent? If truly that child is yours, how can you be so wicked as a parent? How? A lot of kids are suffering in the hands of adults these days. So many children in the hands of their uncles, in the hands of their aunts, in the hands of their grannies. A lot. I see it a lot on social media. So many of them are suffering in the hands of adults. That's why sometimes I really feel sorry for kids, the less privileged ones who have to go and live with other relatives, you know? Because think about it, if a father can do this to his own blood, what about those kids staying with aunties and uncles and grandparents? Ama TV, welcome sis, I see you. Oh, half term. Oh, that's nice. It's bad. It's so bad. The show number is on there, guys. If anybody wants to call and contribute, feel free to call and contribute at any point. Shana is saying baby miracle will never bear his father's name. I mean, at this stage, what can you say? It's we can't deny the child or the right to carry the father's name. You can't deny the child. The child, if the child grows up, that's why you can have the opportunity to change your name when you're an adult. If the child wants to get rid of the father's name, so be it. Case dismissed. Welcome, darling. I see you. Welcome, sis. Because if you can see kids, a child, a 2-month-old being abused in the hands of his own father, think about those other children. Tyra for Confusion. Welcome, darling, sis. I see you. Think about those other kids that live with extended relatives. Yvette Mokom is saying, this my own way I take this so, and I'm still taking. God punish devil. Exactly. You are also a first-time mom. You know what it is. We've had conversations about that, Yvette, and the challenges you're having as a first-time mom, and we talk about these things. But it's yours. It's your baby. It's your baby. You want to protect. You want to give. I see. People don't understand that when you have a child, you have to sacrifice literally everything. When you have a child, it's almost like you're mortgaging your own self for that child or children. You're mortgaging yourself for those children or the child. Everything you do, they come first. It's them or nothing else. It's them or nothing else. Your mind is focused towards the child. Just to tell you, for example, just to tell you guys how absorbed I can be when it comes to my daughter, is there was a time where I had to go get some sanitary towels for myself. I had to go get sanitary towels for myself. You guys will laugh at this. And I'm sure some of the parents watching me here, you would actually relate to this example I'm about to give. Tata Monana, welcome, Big. I see you. I actually... This is going to be funny. Tata Monana, I actually had a dream, and in that dream I saw you, and I think that dream was about you getting married or something like that, and I was really happy and we're celebrating. Tata Monana, that's crazy. Oh my God, I had a dream about Tata Monana. That Tata Monana, you were getting married. And in that dream, you were male. So you were the groom. So I don't know if you're male or female, but I had a dream you were getting married. So it was a big celebration. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, Tata Monana, thank you for the invitation. It was a beautiful dream though. That is interesting that, that you're here. Oh my days. What's Dollars Block saying? If it was someone else who did that to the baby, we would have been saying that the level of wickedness. But now it's the exactly the Dollars Block says. If it was someone else, we would say, oh, it's because it's not their child. But how do you explain? How do you explain when it's actually, if the pain is inflicted by the father of the child, one of the parent? And Rebecca Alco says that someone is already married. I don't know, sis Rebecca Alco. Maybe somebody's going to get married, someone close to me, somebody that I know. But I had that dream. Somebody, what's saying that? Momo the past said that no, you use your face, go announce my marriage, dear. It means Momo the past is getting married. Alisa Johnson said, I don't take care of, but now I'm happy. Which means Alisa Johnson is saying perhaps you've gone through raising very young kids and they're all grown up now, so you're relaxing, which is good, Tata Mono says, I'm not married. Sis Rebecca Ako, Tata Mono is not married. Tata Mono, if you're not married, start looking. Now your lifetime partner is around the corner. Whoever it is you're looking at, it's about to happen. So just to tell you how, as parents, we sacrifice and everything is about our kids. I'll give you an example. Like I said, anybody who is a parent and watching me now can relate to it. There was a time I went to the shop, how you guys call it in America? How do you call it in America? A drugstore. You guys call it drugstore. We call it a pharmacy. I went to get some sanitary towels for myself. I went into the shop, went around, picked things and picked things and picked things and filled the basket, went to the checkout, paid my stuff, and then came home. The mother, welcome, darling sis, I see you. And I came back home. It's only when I'm unpacking those things I realized that I didn't even get the sanitary towels I went to get. I ended up getting, diapers for the baby, wipes for the baby, shower gel for the baby, and body oil for the baby. And I had nothing like sanitary towel, nothing for myself. But that was me. I went in there to get sanitary towel for myself. I came back with a bag full of baby stuff. That's how your life gets carried away when it comes to your child. They are our priority. They are our priority. So if you cannot if you cannot raise a child, if you're a youngster or couple or soon-to-be couple thinking about parenting, the reality is it's not an easy job. It takes a lot of strength, of patience to be able to raise a child. Parenthood can literally humble you as a person. Parenthood can humble you as a person. If you're one of those impatient or intolerant ones, parenthood will humble you. My friend tells me, she says to me, my God, I just sit and I watch. She says she's just watching, looking at me and thinking, I can't believe you're the one. I can't believe, Bella, you're the one. You're so calm. Even my co-workers are saying to me, you're a totally different person. You're more tolerant. You're very patient. Because that's what parenthood does. Because the kids, they're uncontrollable. You can't control them. Their emotions, they cannot rationalize things. We have to guide them. We have to be patient when they're hungry, especially when they cannot speak. When they cannot speak, the only way they express themselves is through crying or naughty behavior. That's the language that these kids can actually express themselves with. That's the only thing they know. And so as a parent, you have to understand this language. I own my voice. Welcome, darling. I see you. As a parent, we need to understand this language. And there's one thing about parenthood in Africa, unless it's changing now, they feel, back home, the African men, they feel like when a child is born, is solely the responsibility of the mother to raise that child. Thanks, I own my voice. Thanks, darling. Please like the video as you come in. People feel like, African men, you know, the dogmatic ones, they feel like when as soon as they've donated the sperms, it's up to the woman now to raise the child, to bring it forth and to make sure the child eats, showers, clothes, and everything. And that's why sometimes you see somebody's wife is in labor and the person is in an off license having a 3-3 Expo or having his Kaji beer or booster, while the wife is there in hospital pushing and crying and screaming. And then he's there and saying, oh, when you don't born, I bet when you born, una tell me. When you don't born, una tell me. And then when she gives birth, he calls all his friends and then give them trantra. Everybody drink. I'm now a father. And carries the title around and gives or supports the wife and gives zero support to the wife. Auntie Lydia, oh, it's Lydia. Oh, I thought it was Auntie Lydia. Sis Lydia, Lydia's Kitchen. Welcome, sis. I see you. Welcome to the house. Oh my God, it seems like this is your first time here. I believe so. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, sis. It's good to have you here. Please feel free, contribute. Everybody's welcome. No opinion is dismissed as long as it's put through respectfully. So sis Lydia's Kitchen is one of our YouTube vloggers. So please, guys, if you can subscribe to our channel, that will be great so we can support her as well. Welcome, sis. I see you. So that's the mentality that some of these dogmatic African men have back home, that it's the sole responsibility of the wife. And maybe this poor child, miracle child, the mother is exhausted. She's the only one who is up every night. The baby is crying and the dad is behind. You know, African parents, the dad is sleeping and snoring, you know, snoring and dozing off while this woman is up all night. Oh, thanks you. Thank you, sis Lydia. Thank you so much. Why the dad, the mom is up all night. Why the dad is busy snoozing away. Snoozing away. And for the 1 minute that the mother left this child to go to the toilet to ease herself, and perhaps it's maybe the toilet outdoors, before she returned, this monster pounds on an innocent child just because the child is crying. What is so difficult to pick up that child? Like, how irritated can you be to beat up a child to this level that the child's hand had to be amputated? How long did the mother go for to ease herself? Even if this mother had diarrhea, she couldn't have gone for 2 hours. Miss Kim, welcome, darling. I see you. There's no way this mother would have gone for 2 hours to leave the dad with the child for 2 hours, so much so that he couldn't bear the crying. And that's why I believe that he's only transferring his aggression, you know, the aggression that he has towards the wife on the child. And because this lady is voiceless in her own marriage, she can't even do anything. She can't. She sits there and watch, you know, her own child being abused. And even after the child has been abused, she is grounded not to seek help. Imagine a mother. Imagine a mother sitting there with a child. Or you guys should see the pictures. They're gross. The pictures are gross. I can't show you guys. You literally, the right arm was literally all blue. Blue, dark blue. Because there was no blood flowing there anymore. The arm was dark. It was, oh my God. My God. My God. Jinken Don, good morning, sis. I see you. The arm was dark, all black. From the, you know, from the shoulder down. The right arm was dead. No blood flowing through that arm. And imagine the pain of the mother. Imagine the pain of the mother to sit in that house for 2 days. There's no way a man would tie me up and keep me in the house for 2 days Like, seriously, I will bring down the walls. I will bring down the window. I will bring down the four walls of that house. I will literally bring down the building. I don't need a phone to call anybody. So this thing I read there that he seized her phone and she could not contact anybody was only after 2 days. I do not need a phone in such a situation to get the attention of my neighbors. I will bang on the walls and bang on every window and every frame. Trust me, you know when a mother is very protective, when that protective, that mama bear instinct kicks in any mother, what they will do. Because that's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what any mother should do. But like I said, if this lady was in a domestic abuse relationship, she must have lost confidence in herself. She must have been brainwashed that if you leave this house, I will leave you and no man is ever going to marry you. I'm the one supporting your family. You're going to suffer if I leave you. All those usual things that the perpetrator will always say to the victim. All those, blackmail, mind game words that the abuser will say to the abused. Because any mother in that state, any mother in that state, my God, I can't even hold a child for a minute when I know, and as a mother, that child does not have to cry for you to know there's something wrong with that child. No, any mother has that instinct within them. Some people will say, oh, maybe the hand wasn't indicating that there was an issue with it. No, as a mother from day one, I remember before I had my baby, when I was pregnant, I used to say to my mom, my God, when the baby is young, how do I know the baby wants to eat? How do I know the baby is wet? How do I know the baby wants this water? How do I know the baby? As a mother, over time, immediately you have the baby even, that instinct kicks in. You know when your baby is okay and when your baby is not okay. And when your baby is not okay, any mother would want to make sure that that baby is okay. So for that lady to sit for 2 days, 48 hours, and the baby's arm is getting rotten by the day, she must have been going through an abusive relationship. She must have been in an abusive marriage. She must have been. She must have been. But she decided to stay. She decided to stay because of maybe an African mentality. When you're married, it's pride for your family. My daughter is, has gone off to live with her husband. When you're married, it's pride to have a Mrs. title next to you, to your name. At what cost? At what cost? At what cost? And some of them are going through the abuse and going through it quietly. So Lydia's Kitchen is saying she's only 19 years. So the lady who has this baby Miracle is only 19 years of age. So it's a very young girl. It's a teenager. It's a teenager. And that's why it's important for us to instill confidence in our girl children. You have to make sure that they are confident in themselves. They know when to walk away and when to stay. Queen of the streets, welcome, darling sis. I see you. Please like the video as you come in, guys. They know what to tolerate and what not to tolerate. Because I don't think it's the first time that this guy has been aggressive towards this child or the mother. It cannot be the first. It can't. But because she's probably not confident enough, or her confidence has been destroyed by this monster, she's decided to stay. And if that's the case, this woman, this girl, she would live to regret this for the rest of her life, because she'll be thinking, maybe, what if I left? What if I left? My baby would have still had both arms. Much love, Queen of the Street. Much love, sisters. Monster from the pit of hell, Sis Rebecca Ako. Monster from the pit of hell. Miss Kim says, victims of most abusive relationship are always young women. Miss Kim, I wouldn't say so. To be honest with you, I wouldn't say so. If anything, I would think it's the opposite. Because a lot of the women who are older and they're actually in an abusive relationship, they're so scared to leave because they're looking back and thinking, oh, most of my friends are married. I can't leave. Then people will laugh at me that I'm the only one amongst all my group of friends who is now single. Or some people will think I'm actually, how do you call this thing? Midlife crisis. You know, some of them would rather tolerate it when they are old because they feel like this is my endangered stage. If I cannot stay and stick around, I am done. So to me, I feel like most of the victims are older persons or older women who feel like they have to just hang in there because time is against them. You have one or two young girls, and that's because of lack of confidence, no empowerment, you know, has taken place in their lives. And that's why I always say to people, please talk to your nieces, talk to your nephews. Pick one or two girls to mentor them if you're a woman. Empower them, encourage them. Because for anybody to tolerate such a relationship and stay and watch their own child being abused by a partner and then stay at home for 2 days until help arrives, and it arrives really late, you know, baffles my imagination. So Bob Picky, welcome, darling. I see you. Baffles my imagination. The few young girls, the younger girls, not many young girls are married. Not many young girls are married. The ones that are, you know, getting the abusive relationship are the ones that, you know, especially the ones that run away from home, or the stubborn ones who will not listen. And then they realize that they found themselves in a very tricky situation, and they look back, look left, look right, look front, and there's nothing to do. And they think, oh my God, what if I go home? I can't go back home because maybe everybody is disowned me, people have forgotten about me. Let me just stick around. Lizzie, welcome, darling. I see you. The Queen of the Street said they would have cut off his two arms. From the article that I read, the guy is on the run. The father is on the run as of the time that article was published. Auntie Rosemary is saying, that's why I emphasize on no woman getting married before 28. Age and maturity matters. Exactly. Miss Kim said, I sense that young women married to more mature men be like, oh, I see what you mean now, Miss Kim. That's actually true. Yes, Miss Kim. Yes, that I agree with you, Miss Kim. 100%. That I agree with you, Miss Kim. Nola Mina says, Sis Bella, sometimes these women are the problem. I have a friend who worships her husband, even at the detriment of her kids. Sure? Huh? You should bring Auntie Rosemary's bell. Let's ring it here. Oh. Auntie Rosemary, mommy, bring your bell. Let's ring it here. Let me read this comment again. Where is, bring the bell? It's comments like this we have to ring the bell for. Nola Mina, Sis Bella, sometimes these women are the problem. I have a friend who worships her husband, even at the detriment of her kids. That her hobby comes before the kids. Madness. Madness. Talking about... Thank you, Nola Mina, for making that comment. Please, you guys should correct me if I'm wrong. Please, correct me. You guys know I stand corrected. Anytime, any day. I watched a vlogger. She has said this thing not once, not twice, not thrice. Many times. And I'm shocked whenever she says this. And it's just because of Nola Mina's comment that I'm bringing this. And this vlogger said, women, respect your men. Show your men some respect, which I agree with. But what I don't agree with is the next statement that she then followed with. She said, because your husbands are your gods. Women, respect your husband because your husbands are your gods. We're having a call, guys, and we have a caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning, good evening.
Greetings, darling. Greetings, darling. Do you want to be on the show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're on the show, darling. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Thank you. I got some contributions to make here.
Go ahead.
One thing we need to know about this thing is, I'm talking to us. I saw a statement here. A lady made Miss Kim.
Mm-hmm.
She made a statement which I concur with it.
Mm-hmm.
Most of these abusive men, they always look for vulnerable girls.
Young ones, yeah.
They look for vulnerable and young girls.
Big Five for Life, welcome, sis.
Go on, sis. They want to take them and go and maltreat them. Why? They will go to like a remote area. Yeah. They are also desperate.
Yeah.
Maybe because of poverty.
Yes.
Because of they need something to hold on, and these men will take them and feel that okay, I own you. They will go now and do what they want.
Terrible.
And the one thing too we fail to know is you must not accept everything from a man.
Thank you.
When you do that, you are building up a monster.
Yeah.
You are building a dictator.
Exactly.
Because when you say yes to a man, the man becomes a dictator.
Yeah.
The day you disagree with him, the day you say no, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I think no matter how you are, because I think even if you are young, even if you are young and you are married to a more mature man, you must not say yes to everything.
Thank you.
Learn to say no when it is necessary.
Yeah.
Learn to draw lines. Learn to put boundaries when it is necessary.
Yeah.
Because you cannot say yes to a man and expect that anything good can come out. Nothing good comes out from a dictator.
No, not at all.
Nothing good comes out. Yeah. So what I'll call for name asking for a friend said a lady shouldn't get married when she is
less than 28. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe it depends. There are some people that get married more less than that, and the reason more maturely and so on.
Yes.
Just I understand from where you are coming from because situations like this are arising.
Yes.
Because myself, I got married at 22.
Oh.
At 22 and to a mature man, and I am good to go.
Good.
Even though, he is more educated than I am.
Okay.
I always say, I'm an illiterate.
No, you're not.
I didn't go to school. So,
no, you don't sound like an illiterate one bit. So forget that.
So when I got married to him, I started thinking, even though before I didn't think that, it never came to my mind, it never crossed my mind that he is more educated than I am.
Okay.
He's more advanced. He's this. In every aspect, he is more than me.
Okay.
So when I came in, I was like, the time of how do you call it? Your Highness.
Yes.
That is one thing I started doing.
Oh.
Which, I was doing that. But as time goes by, that is why I say, when you say yes to a man, you are building a dictator.
Jesus.
So, it became a time when you say, okay, he said anything, yes, baby, yes, this one.
Exactly.
It became a time that he feels that anything he says, no.
Boss lady, welcome, darling.
I said no. One day when I said no, it becomes a problem.
Exactly.
And he thought I was going to retreat my steps. I said no. And then he saw that it was bad. I said I'm leaving.
Oh my God.
I told him I'm gonna leave. That was within 2
years.
Within 2 years as we reunite, because he got married to me. I was there. Then he processed my papers for me to come meet him, and then it wasn't up to a year. So all those things I had to address them before it was too late.
Right. Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I noticed that I can't take it. So I can't take it. He has to apologize. Men and ego and everything.
Yeah.
It took him a long time to apologize. Yeah, and I stood my grounds. I said, if you don't apologize, I'm leaving.
Good.
And since then, he has never done that.
That's good.
He has never done that to me.
And Kola, let me ask you a question, Kola. Sorry, let me cut you off. Just a quick question, just so we understand. Would you say, where would you say your courage came from to put a full stop to it?
Ma'am, I just noticed that what I was doing wasn't good, because he was like, he would talk to me the way he wants. He would talk to me the way he wants, which I wasn't feeling, I didn't find that funny.
Okay.
Simply because by then I wasn't working. He was the one doing everything. But I can't let myself be dragged to be talked to anyhow, because I'm not working.
Good.
Before he came to me, because one thing with me is I've never relied on a man for anything.
Good girl. That's good for you, woman. Good for you.
I hustle for my things. That is why, even before I got married, I never appreciate gifts from men, because I can work. Good. I can work. I can take care of myself. So when all I was doing was just respecting him like a man, because I loved him. Yeah. It was my first love. Oh. It was my first love. Yeah. I was hurt. I was hurt. That is why I told him I'm leaving.
Wow. That was a bold step.
Yeah.
That was a bold step.
I told him I was leaving it, and I wasn't joking. So he had to apologize
and make some adjustments. He had to make some adjustments. Yeah.
Yeah. Which he did it till today. He has never spoken to me anyhow.
Well done, you sis. Well done. Well done.
Even if he has to do anything, even if he has to take a decision, he has to ask certain things. He has to ask me.
Wow, that's
before
good.
He do. Yeah, but at times they're like certain things I ignore, like, and then I will try to tell each and everyone, if you have your man, whenever you look at his money, what he does with his money is none of your business. The only thing is he doing the essential? Yeah. Is he doing what he's supposed to do as a man? Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, don't look at his money. Look onto your own money. If he gives you anything, it's out of his
It's a bonus, yeah.
It's a bonus. And if you don't want it, you must not take it, because I don't receive gifts from him anyhow. If he wants to give me a gift, at times I will decline. I say I don't need it. Good. At times he will force me.
No, you take it. It's your husband, sis. Take it. I will say take it. Don't decline any gift from your husband. Take it.
No, don't take it.
It's your husband. Lady Go, well, welcome, darling. No, caller, thank you so much. What your contribution, like literally, is very empowering. It's powerful. Thank you so much. Things like that we need to do.
We just need to be strong.
Yeah.
And know what we are going to. Know when to say no. Yes.
Yeah.
Even if you are young or you are old and
yes.
so on. Because if you are 18 years, you can get married.
Yeah.
18, you can get married, and you have to learn how to stand your grounds here. Because as you said, this lady was locked in the house. And so
yes.
What happened to your voice?
I'm telling you.
What happens to you?
Yeah.
What happens to your voice? What happens to you breaking the
exactly shattering down the glasses? What happened to it?
Everything. Yeah. What happened to your voice? That's what I'm saying. Because if you are 18, you can get married.
Yeah.
And you weren't forced. And I'm sure she was not forced to do that.
Honestly.
She was not forced to. You are at 18, you are already mature. So we should just learn to say no when the time reaches. Yeah. Try to read the handwriting on the wall and know when to say it is okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you so much, sis. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, that's a beautiful caller. Wonderful message, empowering message. This is what we want. I'm going to call Auntie Rosemary because she's been trying to get hold of me as well. So I'm going to call Auntie Rosemary. While I call her, I'm going to welcome the people that came in. Letting go. Welcome, sis. Support Picking Big Five for Life. Welcome. Deboka's Parliament, Muma. Welcome, darling. I see you. Greener Pasture, my own. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks, guys. So let me just call Auntie Rosemary to because she was trying to reach me. I will call her back. Auntie Rosemary, please, can you just call me back? Why can't I see you? Oh, let me see. Oh no, I see it. It's okay, Auntie. I've got it. I've got it. Hello, Auntie, you're on live.
Good morning or good afternoon.
It's good afternoon now. Greetings, greetings, greetings. It's Mommy asking for a friend, everybody.
I thank that previous caller. She was exceptionally mature at her age. But
yes.
Most girls are not mature at 18. Trust me.
That's true. I guess
marriage is about sacrifices. At 18, it's always about me.
Yeah.
At 18, you focus so much on you and what you want. You don't know how to share and how to compromise. Marriage is about compromising.
Yes.
So, except you're extremely lucky. Very few people will marry at 18 and it's successful. To get a successful marriage.
Right.
You have to be extremely. I always say that nobody should marry before 28 because at least you have dated other people. You have you have grown. You've matured. I mean, 18 and 28, 10 years is a long time, or 27 in a woman's life to go through life experiences and knows exactly what they want.
Yeah.
It's your choice. You know exactly what you're going in for.
Yeah.
Nothing is coming to you as a surprise.
True.
Or that, like 18, where you go in there and then something else happens at home and you're like, this is not the person this is not who I wanted to marry. But on that note, she's very fortunate. But the point that I want to emphasize on, it's about us, the parents.
Yeah.
Times have changed. We have to change the trajectory on how we raise our children. Because most of these men, that is what they saw their father do, never helped out.
Exactly.
He can be sitting there on that stroller.
Billionaire mindset. Welcome, darling.
That child can be crying. The father will sit exactly where he's sitting.
Yes.
Doing what he was doing, reading his newspaper.
Yes.
Playing his little game
in those days.
Until you come back. So it's about us training the way we are raising our children. We are their first role model. What they see in us is how they will carry on their life and add some more.
Right.
Plus what they get in education.
Right.
So we have to change the way we raise our sons. That thing where we raise our sons, only the daughters are doing everything.
Yeah.
If you have a son and a daughter, if the child is crying, you're calling them for your daughter. You never call your son.
Exactly.
Your daughter with your brother or sister.
Yeah.
So all those things matter.
Yeah.
And we as parents, the fathers in the house, you should help your wives. That child is your child. It's not only about bringing the money. Money does not raise children. My dear, love does.
Hi.
It's just a very minute part
yes.
of that child's sanity, of that child's character, because we are so focused on things that children are not focused on. They don't care. At 5 and 6, do your children care how much money you make?
Who cares? They don't even know what that is.
It's about the touchy thing. Yeah. How you hug them, how you feel for them, how
absolutely,
you
Auntie.
How you interact with them, how you come home and you check on their homework, how you ask them how their day was. All those type of interaction is what is important. So that has to really come from us. And then we too, as parents, when we go to visit our children who are married, we are the problem. You see your son helping the wife, you're having an attitude. You don't turn a boy for him. We are the problem. You go and see a marriage that is functioning, two people working together to raise their children with love and harmony. You go there when you visit your son changes the way he helps his wife.
Yeah.
Because your side eye.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
Being so proud of him.
Wow.
For being the kind of father that he is. You are making him feel like he's a slave in his own house.
Oh my
But
goodness.
that's his job. To be a father and a partner to his wife.
Wow, Auntie.
And for them to work together to raise their children, so that we have better human beings in this community, in the society. So we don't have all these depressed people. People go around with anger in them, stressing the whole world because of the way they were raised.
Try.
Please, I beg.
Oh my God.
Start from us as parents.
Thank you.
Let's start doing it so that our children will pick it from there.
Oh.
So we are their first role model. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is our mom. Mommy asking for a friend. My God. Thank you for that valid point. This is crazy. Like literally, these boys. Oh my God. Wow. Talk about in-laws. When I mentioned, I said some in-laws are crazy in-laws. You come and you see your son trying to help the wife, and you say the wife has charmed your son or turned your son into a boy, whereas he's trying to be a good son. So maybe you even failed to show the boy how to be a good husband to the wife, and he's probably picked it from a friend or watched it on a movie or read it in a book and said, okay, let me implement to make my home a better home. And you, mother, comes in and say, you're now a boy. My God, this is crazy. So these are the things. Here we are. That's actually a first to me to hear that, and I will not be surprised that is happening, knowing how some in-laws operate. So thank you so much. Mommy asking for a friend. Thank you for this valid point. Thank you so much. Before we had the first call and then the second call, I did ask a question, but before I read that question, before I ask the question again, I want to read Billionaire Mindset's comment. I hope he hasn't gone too far. Oh Lord. Oh, Billionaire Mindset says, good morning, beautiful people and Bella. Very interesting topic. On this earth, apart from God, I put myself first. Next, my children, then my mom, my husband comes forth, and my sibling in the fifth place. That's what Billionaire Mindset has just said. Anybody, I see Support Pekin is concording with that, which means she agrees to what Billionaire Mindset has just stated. And Greener Pasture says, our fathers did that to our moms, but now most husbands help their wives with the kids and house chores nowadays. In the country, if husbands don't help us with kids and chores, how man will survive? Absolutely, especially in the diaspora. How are we meant to survive? How are we meant to survive? So the question I was asking, I see a vlogger saying continuously in so many of our videos saying, women, you need to respect your wife because, oh, we have our beautiful sis calling. Hello, sis.
Morning. Oh, it's afternoon at you guys.
It is.
What an amazing topic. Gosh, I pray we have more educative topics like this. It's very, very good.
Thanks,
I have
sis.
a contribution.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
I would say marriage should be a partnership.
Yeah.
It should not be like one person have an upper hand. And we women, we have to find our voice in a relationship.
Yeah.
If you cannot be heard by your husband, you have to sit and have a talk with him.
Yeah.
I know most of the time African men don't like counseling.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've been in it. It was really hard for my husband and I to get counseling. I remember when we were about to have our wedding and the priest had to do it. I was like, gosh, I wish we had this before we really start living together. It was on point.
Wow.
It was very good. It was an avenue where I could express myself. I could tell him how I feel, with him not being interrupting me all the time, and somebody else could see my own point of view and communicate it with him in a way he could understand.
Yes.
Sometimes African men, their ego is so big, they don't even want to see where you're coming from, especially if they're older than you.
Yeah.
In my experience, and so many people experience.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
but I think if you put down your foot and like, you know what, this is who I am. These are my values. I know where I'm coming from. My parents gave me so much love. They gave me values. They gave me principles. So I have to instill those on my own children. And this line I won't cross. You won't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
I am not your sister. I am your partner. There has to be some respect. And with time, he sees that I really mean what I was saying. He adjusted. And for the help around the house, he's so good. Like everybody that comes, like, oh my God, he's hands on. He does everything with the children. It's not different. Like when I give birth, I don't feel like, oh, I have to do this. No.
Wow.
He does his own part. Like I will sleep. He will care for the children, and he will do their assignments, and we are partners.
Yes.
And I really appreciate the growth. It was not easy.
Oh,
there were times I'm like, oh, I'm out. But he learned to understand my point and see where I'm coming from, and he respect me for that.
Oh, that's
good. I think African moms, too, we have to do our best to raise our children in a way that they can be able to fend for themselves. They should be able to have their voice. I communicate with my girls. I was like, hey, this is it. You have to know how you want to be treated. You have to tell people how you want to be treated. And that boundary should not be crossed. And they're getting it. Good. And sometimes when they come home, it's like, Mommy, this happened. We talk. I'm like, how was your day? How was school? What's going on? Do you have friends? I have to know your friends. Because sometimes you might be trying to raise your children in the right way. Yeah. But the friends they meet at school
can counteract it. Yes. They can counteract everything.
Can intoxicate them. You know what happens here with peer pressure?
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So I have to have communication with my girls. She's in high school. It's like, how is it? Do you have friends? And she's like, Mommy. And now she gets it. Good. If you're not coming from where she's coming from, with her ideas, with how she wants her work to be done, she's not friend with you.
That's good for her.
I like that. Thank you. Great topic.
Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much for always contributing. Thank you very much. That's how you empower your girl child right there. Tell them, instill that value, the principles, how you want your child to be raised. We are not going to be here forever. We're going to leave our kids behind. Do you want to leave your child feeling vulnerable in the world, in this wide world where it's like a dog-eat-dog world? You have to instill in them those values and principles that can make them survive in any difficult situation, that can make them stand and say to somebody, enough is enough, that can make them stand and say, I cannot take it anymore. We have to instill those values in our children, both boys and girls. Both boys and girls. We have to raise confident children, especially us Africans. We have to. It's really growing up as an African child, knowing that you don't say no to us, an adult. When an adult says this, it goes. You will never say, but why not? Give me a reason as to why I shouldn't. The voice of the child is often silenced, but we cannot make the same mistakes that our forefathers made. Times have moved on. And so should we with our mentality or ideology. So thank you so much, my last caller. Thanks to all the callers, amazing callers. So I will have to drop this question. So this person said, the vlogger is saying, women need to respect their husband because after God is their man. And we are talking about somebody who has a child. This person has a child or children, I don't know. But the person is saying, after God is your husband. And I'm struggling to understand this. Because when we have such mentality that after God is your husband, that's a sign of trouble. There's trouble. That's trouble. Meaning that you're worshiping that man, whatever he does is correct in your eyes. What about your parents? What about your child? Put them in order of preference. As in, you have a child, you have a husband, your parents are still alive. How can your husband be your second God? I could be wrong, but I'm struggling to actually buy the idea. And these are the kind of ideas that we should not encourage among our girl children. We should not. Because like Support Pekin is saying, or like the Billionaire Mindset is saying, nowhere did the caller or the vlogger include herself in the picture. It was her husband, not even her child. And you wonder why the man can do anything to you and you would not say a thing. You would not move. You would just say yes. You'd be the yes ma and yes ma and yes ma. Exactly. Mommy asking for a friend. That's why the last caller, our beautiful sister, says marriage is a partnership. It's a partner. And when you are partners, it means it's a give and take. Give and take. It's not a dictatorship. Hardcore Nga, welcome. I see you. My husband comes third in my life. My father first, my daughter. There you go. There you go. I don't see husband coming first in any of those comments I see there. I don't see it. Please, as you come in, like the video, guys. Please, if you haven't done so already. So this story, I want to round up the topic. This story, this innocent boy's story is a lesson to so many of us, so many young women, African parents. Yes, respect should be mutual, like in any relationship, especially when you're married. So this is a lesson. Unfortunately, it's a sad story where poor baby Miracle had to lose his arm. But this is a lesson for every single African mother and father. Please empower your children. And for all the young girls, do not risk it. Don't risk your life. Don't risk the life of your kids for the sake of any man or any marriage. Stop using marriage as a trophy. Marriage is not a trophy. That is not, for some people, it's like an achievement that has to be won at all costs. You know, blood, sweat, and tears. No child should go through what baby Miracle has gone through. No child should experience this pain that this innocent baby has actually experienced in the hands of his own father. Before you will want to become a parent, think about it. Think about the sacrifices that you have to make. Think about it. When they are young, it's all about them. The focus is on them. If you cannot sacrifice, if you cannot persevere, if you cannot tolerate, please have a second thought. Don't bring forth a child. Do not bring a child to this world if you're not willing to make those sacrifices. Don't bring a child to this world if you're doing it to pepper them gang. Don't bring a child to this world if you're doing it because your friends have done it. Don't bring a child into this world because you want to say in your face, you said I couldn't have a child, but here I am with a child. Don't do it. If you're having a child and you're in a marriage and the marriage is a toxic one, take your child and go. Save it. Save the poor child from the hands of monsters like that. So I really want to thank every single one of you here today, every caller especially, and everybody in the comment section, and for those watching in the background. Thank you so much for always being there and supporting and contributing, as always, making the show more interesting. Unfortunately, it was a sad topic this time around, but we had to talk about it. These are things that we have to bring it to the public so people can learn, so we can all learn and try and prevent instances like this. Thank you so much, Sis Jinken, for always being there to support. Thank you so much. So I just want to thank everybody. Thank you so much, Mommy asking for a friend. Thank you so much, Debunkers Parliament Muma, Support Pekin, Yvette Mokom, my darling baby sis, Ajon Mashfire. Thank you so much, darling, for being here. I appreciate you. Nola Mina, thank you, darling. Lady Ngowa, thank you so much, sis. Big Five for life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Greener Pasture, my own. Dominion to dominate. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. I own my voice. Billionaire Mindset. Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Kim. Thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you, sis. I appreciate all your contributions. Please, if you haven't liked the video, like it before you go. BTV, my darling sis. Thank you so much for always being a supportive health and Zumba master. Prince Melvin Nation. Thank you all. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for being here today. I appreciate you all. Please share the video. Thank you, Prince. Share the video so this can reach to as many people as possible. Just play the music and we can exit. Thank you, Siri. Thank you, Mia, Muma, Mia. I cannot wait for your Abobo. I know the release date is the 30th of this month. If I'm correct, see Siri. I'm looking forward to that release. It's going to be a bomb. I cannot wait to receive it and blast it on this channel. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Support Pekin sis. Thank you so much for always being here as well and supporting me. You are the best. Thank you. Sunday 30th. Yes, I'm looking out for it. The teaser is really nice, Prince. Yes, Muma here. Prince says the teaser of your song, your new song, is really nice. Please like the video, share if you haven't done so already. Share. Are you going live, Prince? Oh, Hotbox is live. Okay, we're going to join after this. Oh, Mia Muma. Thanks, guys. Thank you all so much. We want to see you again next week Thursday. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Siri, Support Pekin. Thank you, Jinken Don. Thanks, everybody. Love you all so much. Thanks, sis. Happy weekend to you too. Thank you. Bye.